I just watched Fred, aka a conference reports video on spiritual economics. And first, I want to say, Fred, I couldn't agree more about what you said about economics and why can't that be a spiritual thing in terms of helping to reduce poverty and stuff. Yeah, I think I think there are a few things that would be more spiritual in the world than to eliminate poverty. Um, the Bodhisattva vow says to not rest until all beings are liberated from suffering. Now, if you went to Haiti or went to uh, some war-torn African country or something, and taught the people the Eightfold Path and how to meditate and stuff, you might help ease a few people's suffering, but not nearly as much as you would if you canceled their debts and had land reform and uh, you know and had built infrastructure there and actually like, brought people out of poverty. And so I think yeah, eliminating poverty would be the ultimate uh, act of the Bodhisattva in creating the kingdom of God here on earth. Um, and the guy that I constantly cite as an economist, Henry George, if you read his writing, he was very much into the whole social gospel movement. I mean, he was a devout Christian. He constantly talked about, the Christian duty of ending poverty. And I really wish that kind of Christianity would make a comeback in our day and age. There's actually one modern Christian who I think is really carrying on that work. His name is Shane Claiborne. You should look him up. I'll probably put up a link to him. But he's a guy who I think really lives the gospel in a way that very few Christians do these days. Anyway, I think also when you look at the environmental crisis, with global warming, peak oil, the toxification of the ocean, and all this stuff, um, I do have hope that we will be able to overcome that. But I think that ending, like helping to solve those crises, in the process, there's also an inner healing that comes for us as well by realizing ourselves in an ecological context, realizing ourselves as both animals and as part of a much larger ecological system. And so I think in the process of solving these crises, there's a transformation of consciousness that's taking place as well. And so it's kind of healing inner and outer at the same time. And that's and I think to real spirituality needs both. You need you need to work on yourself definitely, but I think working on the world is also a really important thing. I really like this concept in Judaism, particularly in the Kabbalah. They call it they talk about it's called Tikkun or Tikkun Olam. It means mending of the world, and the idea is that the sparks of the divine came into the world, but they're covered by these husks or shells. They're called klipot that hide the light of God from the world, and husks are, you can think of them as attachments or yeah, basically addictions or things like that. Any sort of aspect that's become out of balance becomes a clean pot. But then one of the duties that we have in this world is to liberate those sparks through tikkun, and that's both by working on yourself. You liberate the sparks within yourself to become closer to the divine, and also you liberate the sparks out in the world by doing good, by performing good deeds and social justice. And I like how there's that kind of lack of separation in the system between inner and outer. You liberate sparks wherever they may be, within yourself and out in the world. And I kind of I'm very much attracted to mystical ideas, but I feel like mysticism in itself is kind of almost narcissistic because because you can't just work on yourself. You got to work on uh, helping others out in the world. And I think that uh, things like ending poverty and solving the global ecological crisis, these are the great spiritual challenges of our time. And any truly comprehensive spirituality needs to incorporate these things. Um, so I guess I'll leave it there for now. Peace.